Project Bluebeam is an alleged top-secret government endeavor between NASA and the United Nations, with an end goal of eventually instituting a new age, with a global government and a global false religion based in humanistic ideology. This effort is known as the New World Order and has been theorized in different configurations for decades. Supporters of the New World Order theories believe that global leaders are aiding in the culmination of this new age by manufacturing global events and controlling narratives with the purpose of generating enough sizable crises that eventually the one world government has full control over major institutions. Project Bluebeam is believed to have been first theorized by a man named Sergei Monast in 1994. Monast was an investigative journalist from Quebec who had many publications of the sociological nature. Near the end of his life, the topics he published were more related to anti-Christ-worshipping elitist cabals. Around this time, he also grew increasingly paranoid of North American secret police following him. Sergei Monast died in 1996 of a heart attack just 2 years after releasing Project Bluebeam. And, as expected, much of his audience believed his death was mysterious and suspected foul play. The term New World Order has been used for centuries to describe enormous changes in human societies, and also numerous times by American presidents to express post-war sentiments and directions, such as Presidents Woodrow Wilson, Harry Truman, and George H.W. Bush. Even earlier, the phrase was used in the creation of the United States as a way to represent a new era with a new form of government. Novus Ordo Seclorum, meaning New Order of the Ages. The Latin phrase is thought to have roots as early as 1st century BC. So, it's very clear that a common theme throughout human history are these major reconstructions of civilization. Nations beginning and ending, going through the ups and downs in a sort of cyclical fashion, a prevalent pattern in many other aspects of human society and even nature itself. Similar to the tales from George Orwell's 1984, Project Bluebeam also foretells a totalitarian security state realized through incremental power grabs, and then eventually a well-orchestrated catastrophe that allows big government to introduce the security state. According to the theory, there are multiple steps that involve the use of advanced technologies in order to fool the masses and establish the New World Order. Step 1 would be the dissolution of human tradition and history. In this step, the people lose common morals and values. Project Bluebeam accomplishes this through fake discoveries that challenge religious beliefs, as well as coordinated environmental cataclysms that wipe out actual libraries and books, causing the knowledge to be lost forever. This is an obvious flaw in the theory because today we have the internet, where the vast majority of publicly accessible knowledge is stored. Sergei definitely knew of the concept of the internet, although he called it the superhighway and described it as a tool for the establishment to spy on citizens rather than sharing memes with people across the globe. Sergei died in 1996, so we never got to see what the internet would become. It is undeniable that any attack on information or free speech would also be required to include an attack on the internet in some form of censorship, or just getting rid of it entirely. The next step gets a little wild, so hold on tight. Step 2 of Project Bluebeam utilizes an extraordinarily massive light show in the sky, with three-dimensional holograms of the most popular gods projected above major cities across the planet. The light show concludes with the projections coming together to form one mega-god, the Antichrist. The The light show also includes the use of telepathy machines that allow the fraudsters to send messages to an individual's mind directly. In step 2.5, the enforcers would let artificial demons loose, and the demons would wreak havoc in every city, causing chaos and lawlessness throughout the globe. All while Ode to Joy plays in the background. And yes, that is actually part of the theory. This, naturally, will force many to look to the government for answers and protection. The telepathy technology is said to have been of Soviet origin and utilizes an off-brand version of Google Translate in order to speak to people of different cultures. This technology is believed to cause schizophrenic episodes, suicidal thoughts, and can even induce illness over vast distances through an energy beam. Throughout Step 3, the Soviet telepathy devices would be used to make people believe they are speaking directly with God. Of course, many people would immediately bow to the omniscient voice in their head, unless they knew where it was coming from. The theory explains that the only real defense is to be aware that the technology exists, and always question where the thoughts in your own brain come from. Step 4 is the final step and has 3 key components. The first is to fake the threat of an alien attack so that nations begin to arm themselves to defend against the potential invasion. Out of this situation, all nations become unified under the United Nations as the official world government. The second component is ensuring that Christians fully believe that this is the foretold rapture through any means necessary. Full compliance is absolutely imperative, so obviously, re-education camps are in order, as well as forced labor and judicial executions for those deemed as a violent threat. The final component of the 4th step is controlling all electronics in modern households, enabling the controllers to spy on people, force blackouts, or anything else that fits the narrative. After this final step, the New World Order would officially be in place. A totalitarian security state that has everything from medical experimentation to organ harvesting, eugenics and labor camps included on top. Humanity enslaved indefinitely, and thus concluding the known details of the theory. Overall, I would give it a 3.5 out of 10. Not very convincing, and it seems like a Wish.com version of 1984. Multiple sources will reference Star Trek episodes from 1991 and 1995, stating large parts were pretty much copied verbatim. And also, the author seems like the type of guy to have a folding cell phone wrapped in tinfoil, which is crazy because we all know that won't stop governments from spying on you. Of course, I'm obligated to tell you, don't believe everything you see on the internet. That's it for this theory. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.